Hi children and dear parents, welcome to today's awareness program Darsh. Myself, Dr. Sushma Shetty, I am the president of Inner Wheel Club of Belgaum and I bring warm Inner Wheel greetings to you all. Inner Wheel is the world's largest women's organization working for the betterment of underprivileged women and children, thus bringing smiles in the faces of the needy. We believe in the language of friendship and service. In recognition of our social service, we have representations at the United Nations Economic and Social Council. Our theme this year is Pink First, meaning women helping women. But what can women alone do? We are only half of the society. We need good and responsible boys to make the society strong. And that's why we have come up with Darsh, an awareness program for boys. Darsh means do's and don'ts during the adolescence age dealing with mental, reproductive, social health. So children, be attentive during the session of Darsh. I personally believe that if we nurture and counsel the young minds to respect and value women in all walks of life, then these enlightened minds will help empower women. Thank you.
Hello friends, I am Smita Darvi, past president of Inner Wheel Club of Belgaum. Today, I will be talking to you as chairman of Darsh. Adolescence represents an inner emotional upheaval, a struggle between the eternal human wish to cling on to the past and the equally powerful wish to get on with the future. Through the years, we have been focusing on the adolescent stage of girls, overlooking the fact that boys too are undergoing a drastic change physically, mentally, and socially. With this view in mind, we, the members of Inner Wheel Club of Belgaum, have taken up our year-long project, Darsh, Adolescent Mental Health Program for Boys. Taking care of the attitude of boys during their formative years plays a key role in the prevailing of a gender-balanced society. Adolescence is a tough time for parent and child alike. It is a time between childhood and maturity, between parental protection and personal responsibility, between life stage managed by grown-ups and life privately held. To guide the young minds, we have several informative and interactive sessions by expert doctors. Adolescence. Remember, my friends, adolescence is a time in which you experience everything more intensely. It is a fun time in your life. Keep your mind open, speak out, express, learn and grow with Darsh. Wishing you all the best for a very bright future. Thank you.
Hello my young friends and parents. Are you excited to know about the person who is going to be your mentor and guide, imparting you knowledge which will be useful in shaping your future? I am Dr. Varsha Sathe and it's my proud privilege to introduce to you all our immensely knowledgeable resource person, Dr. Milind Halgekar. Dr. Milind Halgekar, a true all-rounder who is an excellent academician and equally good athlete. Dr. Halgekar completed his schooling from Rashtriya Military School, Belgaum. He completed his MBBS and post-graduation in pediatrics from Government Medical College, Meerut. He stood first in his postgraduate exam in entire university. He also holds a postgraduate diploma in adolescent medicine, which is his area of keen interest. He is active in medical practice since 26 years, working as director of Chaitanya Children's Hospital and My Hospital. He believes in giving back to the society. He is active in various social and medical organizations. He is current president of RSS Arogya Bharti and past president of prestigious organizations like IMA and Indian Academy of Pediatricians. He participates actively in medical research related activities and has given many talks in medical CMEs. Dr. Halgekar visited Italy as a member of Rotary's study exchange program. Dr. Halgekar loves to travel and also is interested in music and dramatics. He is happily married to Dr. Ujjwala, who is a consultant physician, and is blessed with 2 children, Dr. Srishti and Dr. Ninad, who are following his footsteps not only by pursuing medicine but also both are excellent sportsperson. Dr. Srishti and Dr. Ninad are national level swimmers, and Dr. Ninad was All India Best NCC Cadet. Aren't you excited to hear from such a multi-talented personality? So here I present knowledgeable academician, excellent doctor, socially responsible citizen, and loving and supportive father, Dr. Milind Halgekar.
Good afternoon, dear children and parents. First of all, I should congratulate the Inner Wheel Club of Belgaum for taking up this very visionary and very important project. I should congratulate the whole team, especially Mrs. Sushma Shetty, Mrs. Dalvi, Mrs. Sathe, Varsha Sathe, my very dear friend, Dr. Mrs. Savita Kaddu, for being part of this project and giving me this opportunity to be part of it. Rotary Club has always been very kind to me. I was selected as a GSE team member which visited Italy, and we were there in Italy for around 3 weeks, and tell you frankly, that was the golden period of my life. Today I am going to give you an overview of what is adolescence and what are the problems faced by an adolescent child. Adolescent age comprises age between 10 years to 19 years. And nowadays, the Association of Adolescent Experts have advised to extend it up to 25 years of age. That is the extended period of adolescence. A very, very critical, very important part of one's life. If you ask me which was the golden period of your life, I will certainly say it was this particular period in my life. It is a very important period and we need to focus on this period. If you see, under this age group, more than 25% of the world's population comes under this particular age group. And the most potent, most what you call important or the productive period of one's life is this particular age group. The mental strength, the physical strength, and the spirit of working or commitment to do anything is at its peak during this period. If you want to take few examples, I can give you a very good example of the great Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. He started his struggle for independence and freedom during a very tender adolescent age. If you say the great saint, Sant Dnyaneshwar, he wrote Dnyaneshwari during his adolescent period. And our beloved, the little master, Sachin Tendulkar, he did miracles during his adolescent period. Even if you take Shahid Bhagat Singh, Safekar brothers, they laid down their life during this period of life. This is a very important period, and events occurring during this period set a stage for a successful adulthood or a dysfunctional adulthood. If you take care, if you nurture these particular children at the proper time, they are going to be successful citizens, productive for the family, for the society, and for the country also. So if you see the first slide, adolescents are the world's most valuable resource and the best hope for the future. And very important for the stakeholders, for the parents, the coaches, and everyone who is responsible for the welfare of the adolescents to be very vigilant during this period and take maximum care of these children. Adolescence is a time of myriad problems. Innumerable problems as well as challenges are there during this period. It is a time of change. Now, from a very secure environment of the house, these children are exposed to the world outside, which may be good, which may be bad also. and there is social enlargement. They will be coming across n number of people, some good, some bad. So the role of parents, teachers is very important during this period. It is the time for future planning, both academic as well as regarding the career and future life. It is a period of conflict. They don't know what to do during this period. They are in a confused state. And during this period arises a lot of conflicts with their peers, with their siblings, with their parents. It is not an easy time for the children, parents, and even doctors too. The habits which develop in this period, they are going to be lifelong habits. It may be a good habit, it may be a bad habit. The habit of exercising regularly, being punctual, also is going to help this child in his adulthood. But it can be otherwise also. If he takes up smoking, if he takes up alcohol, then his life, his health is going to be affected. His food habits, his lifestyle at this particular age will decide how successful this child is going to be in his adulthood. 2000 years ago, Aristotle told us about the characteristics of adolescence. This is there in this slide. I will read it for you. The young people of today think of nothing but themselves. They have no reverence for parents or old age. They are impatient of all restraint. They talk as if they alone knew everything, and what passes for wisdom with us is foolishness with them. As for girls, they are forward, immodest, and unwomanly in speech, behavior, and dress. These are the typical characteristics 2000 years ago described by Socrates. Do you think there is any difference of the present day adolescent characters? No, everything is the same. This single slide is going to tell you the typical characteristics of adolescent. This word adolescent gives you all the characteristics: aggressiveness, argumentative, arrogant, accident prone, anxious, drugs, depression, dangerous, love affairs, low self-esteem, excitement, thrill, explorative, they want adventure, experimenting, expanded social life, sexuality, stress, carelessness, conduct disorders, copying trends, for example, copying a hero from a movie, role models, night outs, negligent, and testing boundaries, technology, TV addiction, and a problem for parents, teachers, and everyone around. This is a good representation. This is a slide of brain which shows the representation of liking and activities in the brain. If you see, the major part of the brain occupied is for music, me, friends, enjoyment. And if you see the part representing parents, the rituals, homework, college, that is very small. They are interested in excitement and enjoying, taking risk. And this particular slide will show you what the adolescent wants to be or wants. See, this is a slide showing two cars. One car is Ertiga and one is Ferrari. The Ertiga represents an adult. The Ferrari represents an adolescent. Power packed, turbo engines, lot of power, speed, everything. In this car, there are brakes. But when you consider adolescence, it has got all the power, all the force, but no brakes. That is very important. The present day adolescent children are facing n number of problems. The world is changing. The world is becoming more complex. Expectations are increasing day by day. Cutthroat competitions. If you see the academics, day after day, year after year, more things are being added up. The complexity and the difficulties in dealing with these subjects and the number of subjects is increasing day by day. So I would say the present day adolescents are facing more problems than the earlier ones, and it will go on increasing day by day. And the media, internet, and all the other environmental factors, the culture is creating a lot of impact on the sensitive mind of adolescents. Changing landscapes, more parents. Now, previously we used to have joint families. We used to have our uncles, aunts, elder brothers, sisters, grandparents to look after them. The proper culture was developed in the environment of a joint family. But what is happening today? Everybody is having nuclear families. Both the parents are working and the children are looked after by the servants. Please tell me, what culture will be developed in these young children under the supervision of a servant? That is the main problem. The Western culture is entering into the culture, Indian culture, and that also is creating a lot of problem. People are becoming affluent, more richer, the lifestyle is changing, the health problems are increasing in these young children. Influence of internet and media is increasing day by day. And the most important is peer pressure nowadays is having a lot of impact on these children when it comes to drug abuse. Sexuality, children are taking the knowledge of sexuality from unadvised literature and porn movies and YouTube channels. Education is becoming difficult day after day. Stress levels are increasing in these children and there is immense pressure and lot of depression is seen in these young children. It has been seen that more than 70% of the young children are undergoing depression problem. The main period in this adolescent is the pubertal period, and all the issues of adolescent revolve around the puberty. Puberty, there are a lot of changes happening during this period, and the most important changes happening in this period is the physical change happening in a child. Sudden change in the height, weight of a child, development of mustaches, beard, acne, and then clumsy look because of disproportionate increase in the height and length of the hands and legs. They become a bit clumsy during the period. Then development of breast, starting of menstrual cycles, then night emissions. These are the main changes occurring during this pubertal period. And these are sudden changes, and the poor child gets confused and unable to just face this particular immediate sudden changes in himself. There is sudden change in voice, which he is really surprised. Then how we are going to tackle this problem? First of all, we have to explain them the stage in which they are. You have to tell them the physiological changes which are very normal happening during this period. We need to acknowledge the changes, and you have to tell them that these are the passing phases and everything will be okay. You reassure them that everything is going to be fine. They need ears. They want ears. They want somebody to listen to their problems. You have to tell them the importance of nutritious diet and the importance of exercise and building up their body during this period, and telling them the importance of health. Now, one more thing, important thing happening in this particular age group is the emotional changes happening in a child. The limbic system gets over-responsive during this pubertal period, and this is the center of emotions. There is sudden surge of hormones happening in the child's life, and here comes the sudden emotional changes. You will suddenly come to know that they will be happy for no very small reasons. They will laugh, and suddenly in another moment they will be gloomy, sad. They will have quarrels with their parents and there will be mood swings. It is like a roller coaster ride. Sometimes they will be happy, sometimes they will be in depression. It's really funny, and parents really are irritated by this kind of behavior of the children. They become confused. They don't know whether they are grown up, whether they are adult, or whether they are children. Because thinking that physically they will be having a beard, they will be having mustache, height, but their thinking is like a child. The parents will think that he has grown up, but actually sometimes they will say that you are so much grown up and you can't understand that, and sometimes they will say, "Arey, you are so small, don't interfere in this matter." So they are in a confused state. They become self-conscious. They think that they are on the stage. So everybody around them is watching them. A spotlight is on them. You will see these young children most of the time, especially the girls, in front of mirrors, looking at their body and their structure from all angles. They are very, very conscious, and their behavior is a bit inconsistent. You can't just predict what is going to happen in the next few minutes. They will have a feel of guilt for dreaming of sex, having a boyfriend. These particular things will bring about a sense of guilt in themselves. Then, because of the increase in the height, because of the changes happening due to the puberty, increase in the size of breast, some children will have a superiority complex, and some children who have a delayed puberty may have inferiority complex in themselves. They will have body image issues which can be very problematic in this particular age group. Somebody will be having dark complexion, somebody will be fat, somebody will have some problems, somebody will be short in their height, and these body image issues have a very greater impact on the sensitive mind of an adolescent. They will suddenly love their parents, and suddenly sometimes they will start quarreling with them. The one more important thing, these children during this period will go away from their parents, and they will like to be with their friends as much as they can. They will not accompany you for any marriage, for any family activity. They will stay aloof. They will feel better alone or with their friends. So these are some important emotional changes happening in the life of an adolescent child. The characteristics: they argument for simple things. They will not listen to the authority. They will always challenge the authority. They will always prefer friends, avoid social gatherings, and they will irritate everyone, the teachers, the parents, their friends also. Typical case of confusion. They don't know whether they are grown up, whether they are children. They don't know about their career, confused about their career. They are very sensitive to what others think about them, what others expect from them, what the other group of their friends want from them. They are very sensitive, and totally they are in a confusion state. They will always think that nobody cares for them, nobody understands them. So these are the emotional problems in a life of an adolescent. How are you going to manage it? Here comes the role of the parents when it comes to the emotional problems of a child. They need to be very caring. They need to be very warm with their children. They need to understand them. They need to just neglect a few hard conflicts which happen between them. They need to give ears to them, give valuable time, which is really very important nowadays, and if possible, share with them their experiences of adolescence. Encourage them, channelize their emotions in a proper way, and see that they take up co-curricular activities like music, trekking, sports, so that their emotions are under control. And very important, you have to tell them now and then, again and again, the importance of exercise and nutrition. This is a very beautiful slide showing the respective brains according to the age. If you see, it's a child brain on this side, next is a adolescent brain, third is a young adult, person's brain, and last is the elderly adult brain. One thing you can see here, the blue color. The blue color indicates maturity of function in the brain. If you see in this slide, the maturation of the brain starts from behind to the front part. Can you see it? The front part is called as the prefrontal cortex. This is a very important part of the brain which controls the function of as an adult. Means it's an adult functioning brain where the person will be able to know what is good, what is wrong, and what is good, what is rational, what are the consequences of any action, judgment, or you can call it as a executive part of an adult brain. So if you see in the adolescent child, this particular part, this forebrain or the prefrontal cortex is not at all mature. That itself tells that actions taken by an adolescent are not given proper thinking, or there is no rational thinking in taking in actions. Means they will not know, if I do this particular action, the consequences are going to be bad. This is called as concrete thinking, and this is the characteristic of a adolescent thinking. This is another part of the brain which is called as the brain reward pathway. This brain reward pathway in an adolescent is more matured earlier than the the prefrontal cortex, and that's the reason there's a seat of dopamine receptors, and the dopamine secretion happens in this there. This particular dopamine is a chemical which will give you a feeling of elation, happiness, pleasure, and the maximum amount of receptors and the maximum amount of this particular chemical is very much seen in the adolescent brain. And these receptors are also responsive to certain drugs like cocaine, alcohol, marijuana. They follow the same pathway here in this part of the brain. This is called as the brain reward pathway. And what happens? This brain reward pathway is very active in an adolescent child. Certain things like taking risk, driving recklessly, or going for treks, then having experimentation of sex, this will give more of dopamine secretion in this particular part of brain in a adolescent child. And that's the reason they take up all these risky activities in this age group. So the typical risk taking behaviors are smoking, alcohol, taking drugs, then entering into sexual activities at a very early age, bungee jumping like activities. But certain things you can also have positive effects in case of this risk taking. So lot of things have happened in case of young children who have taken risk. One very good important thing is that taking risk while starting any activity of IT, like starting Microsoft. It was a risk in when it came to forming this particular project, but this has given positive results. But most of the time in case of adolescents, these are negative results. This risk taking is very, very problematic. You can see a lot of deaths happening in this particular age group because of accidents, roadside accidents, reckless driving. This is a common thing you see on the beaches here in Goa, taking drinks and taking risk and going deep into the sea, then taking selfies at very dangerous sites. I always remember that one of my friends, a dentist over here, lost her child who was studying in 10th standard, and they went off to a tank to celebrate one of the friends' birthday over there, and unfortunately all the 3 children died there on the spot. Whenever these children are in a group, then this risky activity increases. If you see the child individually, he is a very nice child, very calm, quiet, but as soon as he is in a group, he becomes a devil, and there comes the problems of all these accidents happening in case of these adolescents. Dangerous driving with mobile phones, smoking, using drugs or alcohol, eating disorders, dangerous dieting, unprotected sexual activity, weapons, bullying, running away, staying away all night. These are the typical risk-taking behaviors in the adolescent child. What is the solution for this? Risk-taking behavior can be prevented. One important thing I have to tell to the parents, all these problems have a root in the house. If the parents are taking drugs, if the parents are alcoholic, if the parents are smoking, the environment in the house has a very big effect and impact on the mind of a child. So be very careful if you want your child to be away from all these risk-taking behaviors. Art of family living, proper parenting, authoritative type of parenting or warm parenting is very important in this case. You have to praise them. Physical touch is very important. Then you have to explain all the risks. Sometimes what happens, communication with the child is not up to the mark, and that's the reason this communication gaps makes a lot of difference. If you are close to the child, if you can at least have a single meal, a daily one meal with the child, that makes a lot of difference. You need to tell them what are the pros and cons of these activities and see that these particular messages, I know they are not going to listen to you, but I can certainly tell you that has an effect on their mind. In one of the corners of the brain, they will print these particular suggestions from you. So as far as possible, try to talk with your child and let him know what are the problems with these risk-taking behaviors. Now, discouraging this risky behavior in adolescents is very vital and very important. Then how are you going to do it? You need to educate your child. You need to share your values. You have to be crystal clear in telling them what are your expectations from them regarding the values. Have at least one meal with them daily. Give quality time. I know all the parents are very busy in this busy world, but it is very necessary to at least give valuable time or quality time to them during the meals. That is the best time to talk to them and communicate with them. It is very necessary to encourage religiosity and spirituality. I know it's a very difficult thing. At least it was very difficult for me to inculcate these particular values in my children, but slowly and steadily it has happened to this state. It is very necessary to know their friends, with whom your child is moving around. You need to have certain strict timings when the child should come back home, and you try to be very friendly with their friends. Don't criticize them. Let them come to your house, know them properly, and be friendly with them. Very important thing in the present era is to teach your child internet security. That can help a lot when it comes to risky behavior. Peer pressure, the very important factor in adolescent's life. This is the influence of the friends to do some things. This peer pressure can give good results, can even give bad results. It's a very powerful thing. Pressures including smoking, drinking, drugs, and having sex. These particular adolescent children need to have, they are in fact, they want to have their own identity. They want to belong to the group, or you can call gangs. To be accepted by the members of the group, they fall prey to this peer pressure. It can give good results when a group of adolescents come together and work for a good cause, like studying together, playing, exercising. This can give positive results. But insisting on experimenting, smoking, taking drugs, alcoholism, that gives bad effects. Come on, let's do it. If you want to belong to my group, you will have to do it. Otherwise, leave my group. This is peer pressure, and if you can teach your child properly how to deal with this peer pressure, you have done it. You need to keep direct or indirect watch on the friend circle. Invite them to your house. Teach them how to say no firmly. Do not criticize their friends, and this peer pressure can also give positive results. You need to teach how to say no. Say no with a friendly smile. Say no firmly and seriously. You can attempt postponing a particular thing. If a friend of your son or your adolescent comes and forces to take a puff, you can postpone these things. No, I'm not interested now. Let me think afterwards. We'll see it afterwards. Or just try to postpone that thing without hurting that particular friend. Or you can just, if you are unable to resist, then you should move away from that place. And very important thing is, you need to inform these things to the adults. You need to teach all these things to your adolescent. To summarize, do not argue, do not get angry, do not use harsh language. Just say no firmly without hurting your friend. Sexual problems in adolescence. The very important aspects of this particular part is the teen pregnancy, which is more seen in the westernized world, and the sexual problems even in India are increasing. We may think that all these problems are restricted to the urban areas. No, these have also spread. In fact, it is more in the rural areas. Proper education, the lack of proper education regarding sex. Parents hesitate to talk about sex. Teachers are unable to talk properly in detail with their students regarding sex and sexual health. So what are the problems happening? The children are not getting proper knowledge. They will take the help of illegal literature or from the internet. And this is all faulty knowledge they are gaining. Instead of taking this faulty knowledge, let us be frank enough to teach our children about sexual life or sexual education proportionate to their age. It should start as early as 8 to 9 years of age. If the education is not given in right time, the internet is going to have impact on these children. They will have unnatural expectations from themselves and their partners. They will not have respect to the other gender. They will not know the right way to and the right behavior towards the women and the other fairer sex. And that can create a lot of problems not only now but in their married life also. Sexually transmitted diseases are very common in this particular age group. The number of HIV cases and sexually transmitted diseases in this particular age group of 15 to 20 is the maximum if you consider the other age groups, because they don't know safe practices of sex, they don't know the proper knowledge of and the consequences of unsafe sexual practices. Then sexual behavior, sometimes they force. Rape cases are very common in this age group, and date rapes also are very common in the metropolitan cities. Sexual harassment on the internet is also seen very common in this age group. If you see the reported sexual activity or the crimes happening in this particular age group, they are less reported. Unwanted pregnancies are very, very common, more in the rural areas than in the urban areas. Unsafe abortions, which can lead to death in these young children. Then rise in the cases of sexually transmitted infections and HIV. It is seen more in this age group. Early and unprotected sexual encounters which are not planned. They are impulsive. These children don't plan to properly any sexual activity. It is impulsive and it can happen anywhere. So they don't have proper plans. They don't know the consequences of such unsafe practices of sex. And lack of knowledge is creating all the problem in this particular age group. So what is the solution for that? Very important solution is early sex life or family life education. Teaching them what is abstinence. You have to tell them that this is not the proper age for all these things. Everything has a proper time. This is a time for education and developing yourself. These things you are going to enjoy later in your life, and you will certainly enjoy those things afterwards. So teaching them abstinence now itself is very important. Sometimes what happens, some parents may think that if you give this sexual education at an early age, will my child enter into a sexual relationship at an earlier age? No. It has been seen, and a study has been done in Switzerland where it has been seen that if you give this sexual education at an earlier age, they debut into sexual activity comparatively afterwards than not giving sexual education earlier. So early sexual education is the key to solve these problems. You need to talk to your child frankly, proportionate to their age, give as good education about sex life at an earlier age. In the schools also, you need to have special classes which impart education about sex life. Another important issue which creates a lot of disturbance in the family: substance abuse, and use of drugs. Biggest problem a parent can face in his life. Teenagers, I have already told you, due to this reward circuitry, they are more vulnerable and susceptible to these drugs. They get addicted to these drugs, alcohol or tobacco at a very early age, and it remains throughout. If they develop a habit in this young age, they are going to pass it on or carry it forward in the adult age. Peer pressure is the most important factor which impacts forcing the child to take up the drugs. They are thrill seeking. This particular age group wants thrill in their life. They want to just adventure and take experience of all the things. This thrill, this habit for a small time can develop into addiction. Poor self-esteem, poor body image is one of the causes. They want to show they are macho, they are cool, and that is the reason, just to show off and to belong to the group, they are susceptible to this peer pressure and they take up to substance abuse or alcohol or tobacco. And access to all these things is very important. If cigarettes, tobacco is easily accessible, you can easily get it around the school, these are the reasons which have impact. If a child goes to a shop and takes alcohol and nobody restricts, then naturally this child will go into addiction, and along with him, he will take his friends also. Solution: you need not spy them, but you need to be vigilant. You should be able to know, you should know the red flag signs of addiction. The first and foremost thing is change in the behavior. This particular child who was very sober and nice will become argumentative. He will not like you. He will be abusive both verbally and physically. He will lose his connection with the family. He will try to stay aloof from the family, get himself confined in the room, closing the doors for long hours. His friend circle will change. He will not maintain his hygiene, remain shabby. His room will be shabby. He will be out for late nights. He will not return. He will not tell you where he is going and his whereabouts. These are the things, and he may also be in a depressed mood, or his moods will swing, and he will require a lot of money from you. His demands for money, pocket money will increase. Then the parents may find that some things are missing from the house. These are very common red flag signs where the parent should be very vigilant and come to know that yes, something is going wrong. If you inspect the house, his room, you can find cigarette pieces, you can find needles, syringes, or abnormal things in the room. So you need to be vigilant. You need not spy, but you need to be very much careful about the behavior and change of behavior in the adolescent's behavior. Here, early recognition is a key, and seeking help of the expert is very important. Very important issue is the mental health, the psychological health of an adolescent. Very prone for these problems. You see, 70% of the adolescents are suffering from depression. This is whatever we see in the society is only the tip of the iceberg. Most of the adolescents, because of the stress, lot of expectations, are undergoing this problem of depression and suicidal tendency. Low body image, low esteem, low confidence, poor academic performance, excessive expectations from the parents and teachers and coaches, rejection by the friends, parents, teachers, and most important is internet games and addiction to the media. Increased academic stress, lot of exams, competition, cutthroat competition everywhere, busy schedules, no time for recreation, no time for hobby, competition, disturbed teacher-student relationship. You must have seen many movies where children or the students have committed suicides because of this stress. There were 2-3 movies which were beautiful, especially concerned with this topic. How are you going to manage this? We need to teach that our children that life is very much valuable. Nothing else but your life is valuable. Everything can be achieved if you are alive and healthy. Time management, stress management, warmth, love, and always being with your child in any circumstances is very important. That support is very important in a life of an adolescent. Always encouraging and helping in overcoming their problems or challenges, and when they have the trust that their parents, their teachers are behind them, I don't think any of the child will go into depression or commit suicide. It has been seen that accidents and self-harm are the most commonest causes of death in adolescent. Exercise, good nutrition, and yes, expert counseling is very important to tackle with this problem. Now, very important topic is the suicidal thoughts. If someone talks about suicide, he or she means it. Don't take this thing lightly. It has to be dealt with it very seriously. Solution is taking this matter seriously, intervening right in time, informing the parents, informing the teachers, and see to it that you take expert help in this case of suicide. Otherwise, you are going to lose a valuable life. Suicides can be preventable, absolutely preventable if you intervene at the right time. Gadget addiction, the most commonest problem in the life of a child, of an adolescent, or the most common problem faced by a family. Internet and all these gadgets, games is playing havoc in the life of an adolescent, and timely intervention in this is going to save a lot of valuable hours in the life of a child, and his academic performances, his health will be taken care of if the parents, if the teachers put right restrictions. I don't say that you should stop your child from taking help of internet or so, but restrict the time, and it should be a democratic way of telling them how to use safely internet and the other gadgets. It's a double-edged sword. If not used properly, you are going to be hurt. Very important thing is health problems in an adolescent. The most neglected age group regarding health is the adolescent age group. Parents feel that he is grown enough to take care of himself, whereas it is otherwise. Adolescents don't take care of themselves. They are negligent about their health, about their diet, about their physical activities, and all things regarding health issues. They don't want to visit doctors and tell them about their health problems because it can be a taboo. They don't want to expose to their friends what chronic problem like asthma or any other problem or disease they are facing or having that can bring down their image in the minds of the friends. So they try to avoid. See, if there is asthmatic in going to a school or a college, he will never use the puff in front of his friends and try to avoid using puffs because it can affect his image in the group. Then they don't care, they're so busy in their activities that they neglect taking meals regularly. They try to skip their meals, and some of the girls, they will try not to eat nutritious food. They take up to all fast food, and in order to maintain their figure, they will have all abnormal diets leading to lot of health problems and health issues. So these are the reasons why these adolescent people have health problems. Adolescents are not mature enough to take care of themselves. Parent thinking that the child is grown up to take care of themselves, neglect. Children don't have knowledge and awareness about health. Malnutrition is very common in these children because they take up fast food, don't eat nutritious food. Faulty lifestyle, food fads, stigma about disease, afraid of outcome of a disease, distrust in the doctors and the treatment. Early marriages in the rural areas is a very important factor in India, leading to malnutrition and health problems in a girl child. Menstrual problems, anemia is very common. We had a camp in one of the colleges here in Belgaum, we were surprised to see that 70% of the girls in the PU 1 and 2 classes were anemic, whose hemoglobin was below 9. Common problems like PCOD and hormonal problems are commonly seen in this particular age group. The commonest problems seen why the children, adolescent children are skipping meals is lack of time, lack of appetite, preference for sleep, spending more time for personal appearance, no one to eat along with, acceptance of non-breakfast habit among peer group, wrong food fads, lack of prepared breakfast at home, both the parents are working, no one to take care and prepare a tiffin for the children, commitments in the school and the projects which really avoid these children to spend time to have food, and tiredness after a long schedule. They will lose the interest in eating, loss of appetite in over busy schedules. Now if you see all these problems, parenting plays a very important role in taking care of these adolescent children and seeing them grow into healthy and successful adults. So I would like to give a few tips to the parents regarding how to take care of their adolescent child. Always keep an watchful eye on adolescents' feelings and activities. Let your adolescent get enough sleep and exercise. Eat nutritious home food with plenty of fruits and raw vegetables. Daily morning yoga, pranayam, meditation, very helpful. Activities like art, dance, music, sports for relaxation, less of screen time. Activities like gardening, service activities, social activities, pets in the house, they can keep the younger generation, the adolescents, very happy. Listen, listen, listen. Talk less with the adolescent child, but listen more. Acknowledge their emotions. Help coping up with the strong emotions. Spirituality, religion, and attitude of gratitude. These are the values you should try to inculcate in the growing adolescent child. Very important slide over here. Love your teen, you make the difference. Parental connectedness is the single most important force in the teen's life. This sentence is very important for the parents. Absolutely, parenting is not easy. It's like riding a horse without the controls of the horse in your hands. So be careful. I will request you to just focus on your child, and I would like to conclude with a paragraph regarding how you should bring up a child. I will like to conclude my talk with this paragraph written by Dorothy Law. Children live what they live. This is very important. Parents, you just listen to it very carefully. If children live with criticism, they learn to condemn. If children live with hostility, they learn to fight. If children live with fear, they learn to be apprehensive. If children live with pity, they learn to feel sorry for themselves. If children live with ridicule, they learn to feel shy. If children live with jealousy, they learn to feel envy. If children live with shame, they learn to feel guilty. If children live with encouragement, they learn confidence. If children live with tolerance, they learn patience. If children live with praise, they learn appreciation. If children live with acceptance, they learn to love. If children live with approval, they learn to live like themselves. If children live with recognition, they learn it is good to have a goal. If children live with sharing, they learn generosity. If children live with honesty, they learn truthfulness. If children live with fairness, they learn justice. If children live with kindness and consideration, they learn respect. If children live with security, they learn to have faith in themselves and in those about them. If children live with friendliness, they learn the world is a nice place in which to live. Thank you so much.
Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns denial into acceptance, confusion into clarity, a stranger into a friend. Gratitude brings peace for today and it creates a vision for tomorrow. I, Dr. Savita Kaddu, Secretary, Innerville Club of Belgaum would like to thank the principal, teachers, staff, parents and children for their kind cooperation. I also thank Dr. Milind Halgekar for sparing his valuable time and guiding the students. Last but not the least, I thank our members Varsha Paranjape, Dr. Varsha Sathe and a team of Swan Studio for their kind cooperation and recording this session free of cost. Thank you one and all.